Hey folks, how's it going? It's Dom here and you're joining me for another video about how to make better marketing videos with my good self and the team at Semrush. So today we're talking all about location, where we should film, what we should be thinking about, and what are the pitfalls when it comes to the background, what is in the back of shot and where are we filming. So this is a question I get asked a lot. Location, the back of shot, where should I be filming? It's not necessarily something we all think about on a daily basis, where we are at, what we're surrounded by, what the stories of the location around tells us. So there is a saying in film production called mise en scène, which is French for story of the scene. So the scene itself can also tell a story. Yeah, so if you're based in a white walled office and you're filming against that wall, basically the scene is not helping you tell the story. The scene is not telling you anything. Now, it can be worse if you're in a dirty, if you're in a dark, if you're in a dull office and there's mess everywhere. That can actually harm your story. So even though you're saying good things, actually the scene, the mise en scène, is telling people that you're dirty, you're grubby, you're disorganized. Right? So what we're wanting to do is make sure that the scene, if it is telling a story, is telling a positive story. It's aiding in the storytelling. Okay? So I'm filming a video about locations and I am here on a location. I'm actually in the real world. I'm not stood in a white walled room. If I was doing a video about location and stood in a white walled room, that might be a bit weird. It might not be, but this is helping tell the story. You can see what I'm doing with this video. Okay, I am filming in a well-known location. This is the Royal Mile in Edinburgh. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. There is a guy, a street performer, shouting in the street. Right, because I'm doing a video about filming in the street, that actually works. But if you're not doing a video about filming in the street, that might be quite annoying. So when we're on location, we are looking to find locations which help aid our story, help aid the storytelling. If all you have is a white wall, that is fine, but all relies on your words. If you can find a location which helps you tell your story, that is perfect. Look at the mise en scène, look at the positivity. Even if it's just including your brand colors or logos into your video, that can help. Even if it's just being in a bright, airy, nice, interesting location, that can help tell the story. I've done other videos about lighting, but lighting is key. If you're in a dark location, that is not good, that is not positive. You know, the bad guys hang out in the dark. That is what Hollywood has told us. So we need to be in a relatively well-lit location. Okay, so I'm also wanting to talk about a couple of the things which are happening here in this scene, which you need to be aware of. So we're filming in a busy public location. And as a business, we have responsibility not only to our staff who are filming on location, but also to others around us. So when we're filming in a real life location, what we really need to do is make sure that we are as safe as possible, which usually means bringing as little kit to location as possible. So tripod, a little adapter to put the phone into, and the microphone. That is literally all I have brought onto set, and it means that I can carry the camera to location and I can manage it myself without a team or a crew to help me. We may want to make sure we're not trailing wires. So everything should be battery powered and everything should be wireless if possible. We're not wanting to trail wires here on the public street, because what the public love to do is trip over your wires, and as a business you don't want that to add to the woes of the day. Now you're also sharing this space with others. So I'm sharing this space with a performer, a street performer just up the street. I'm also sharing the space with tour guides and tourists and lots of interesting people who may not be looking out for me. So I have to make sure that I am not in a thoroughfare, I'm not a trip hazard, I'm not going to cause any issues, but also from a filming point of view, I've got to be aware that people might be standing behind me making faces. I might be aware that people are standing behind me looking relatively gormlessly, which is always quite funny but never great. But also you've got to look at the spill, the noise spill from the buses, from the street performers, from that bin man who's taken out the bins in his truck, from the people chatting behind me. All of that is very, very noisy. Now the human ear and the human brain are great. They can just cut all that stuff out. But the thing with a smartphone and even like a DSLR camera, the onboard mic will not cut that out. It will suck all that noise in and it will drown you out. So on location, I am using a lav microphone. I've talked about microphones in other videos, but when you're on physical locations, it is good to have an external microphone. This is a pedestrianised road, which means I don't have to watch out for traffic, but on normal roads, you also have to watch out for traffic, and you have to watch out that you are a distraction to traffic. If you distract the traffic, it could cause a crash on the road, so you really need to be careful of those things. Final thing, again, it's a bit of health and safety, but it's something which you need to consider when you're filming on location, is that different times of day will have different throughputs of people. Lunchtime here in Edinburgh, it's actually relatively quiet. If this was the festival, it would be impossible to film here. There'd be too many people to trip over my equipment and get in the way. And at rush hour, again, I wouldn't want to be here at rush hour. There'd literally be too many people. Stay away from dirty walls, stay away from dark locations, stay away from drab locations. They will actually not help your story, they will deflect from your story and potentially make you and your brand look worse. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And then there's the logistics side of things. It's what you bring onto set, as few items as possible, you take up as less space as possible on location, and you make sure you're not in the way and you're not a trip hazard. Because at any point, just like now, loads and loads of people can turn up, and if you fill the street with your equipment, you're causing an issue there. So just got to watch out for health and safety as well when you're filming on location. Hopefully that has helped. It's all about making our videos stand out above the crowd. There's so many videos out there. There's so many people posting videos to social media. You really need to stand out from the crowd, and we can do that using good locations, just like this one. Okay, hopefully that's helped. If you have any questions, get in touch below. Always love to hear from you. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.